2 years. This is actually the show that we were going to do in spring 2020 before everything got shut down, so it's sort of sentimental to us to be able to sort of resurrect it and do it now in the spring. I want to take a moment to thank some of the other teachers and to introduce you to them that your kids have been working with over the last 2 months. Mrs. Wellner is our choreographer. She's down here in front, and she's been trying really hard not to get it right. Miss Jackie is backstage. Let's see if she can pop her head out. She's probably running around trying to get microphones and costumes ready. Miss Jackie, there she is. And we also have Mrs. Boker. And Mrs. Boker is actually not here. She's in Alaska. We are very much missing her because she sort of keeps us all organized and on task backstage. My name is Mrs. Wade, and I'm the artistic director for Harmony. I'm the one who sends you all the emails, a lot of emails, I know. I figure more is better than not enough. And I also want to introduce to you these two ladies next to me.
Samantha Cole.
And Samantha and Audrey have been student director, props managers. They've done everything. They've worked on costumes, they've been organizing and labeling and doing all of these amazing things. And so they deserve to be recognized up here. One more quick announcement. This summer we are going to do our 1-week Encanto summer camp, where we're going to be singing the famous songs like Pressure and Bruno. And we can't wait. It starts in 2 weeks. We're super excited for it. It's going to be really exciting to do that.
Just a reminder, please keep clear of the center aisle. Please don't flash, photograph, silence your cell phones, and enjoy the film.
In our patch behind the farmhouse, where the pace of life is slow, there's a website where just real words are used. We spend days away stuck out, eating bread thrown in the water, and the way that keeps the younger kids amused. In our land of green and pleasant, every bantam, duck, and pheasant, if they had them, would be walking arm in arm. For our life is good and steady till we're plucked and dug and ready. It's a poultry tale of folk down on the farm. There's a turkey with a gobble, watches lights begin to wobble, 'cause Thanksgiving giving cause for some alarm. We've got pullets, we've got chickens, we've got quails and what the dickens, the poultry telephone down on the farm. What a gorgeous vision this is, and that's Ida, she's my missus. So forgive me if I'm laying on the swan. She goes in for heat, a quacking to point out the skills I'm lacking.
It's a poultry tale of folk down on the farm. Come on down and don't be strangers in our duckyard of free rangers. It's a poultry tale of folk down on the farm. rally coddled, for the cat likes to do them grievous harm. He's our only source of worry, feathers rally, gets a flurry. It's a poultry tale of folk down on the farm. How they flatter themselves. I've never shown much interest in this group. I'll admit I'm quite a glutton, but this feathered form of mutton wouldn't even make a palatable soup. But when those little ducklings hatch, that's a flavor you won't match. They're delicious and I just can't get enough. As a fella who is feline, you will see me make a beeline for those tender little juicy balls of fluff. Baka-doctor, 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 baka-doctor. In our water-flowing island, there's a moorhen under child, and a mandarin with ornamental trunk. You'll find every goose and gander. It's a poultry tale folk down on the farm. Come on down and don't be strangers. In our duckyard of free rangers, it's a poultry tale. It's a poultry tale. It's a poultry tale of folk down on the farm. Back there.
Drake, it's no good pouting away. I've seen you. And it doesn't do good for a duck to look sheepish. It confuses the other animals.
Hey, how's it going, Ida? You still sitting? I don't know, it's all right for some.
Well, if you like the sound of it so much, why don't you take a turn on the nest? And wipe your webs. I adjusted the floors this morning.
Well, Ida, I'd love to take a crack on sitting on the eggs for a while, but you seem so comfortable up there. It would be a shame to disturb you.
Huh, and what about that extension? Do you promise to build on the nest? It's going to be very cramped when the little ones arrived, especially with that one big egg in the clutch. Goodness knows what size that chick is going to be.
No, I reckon that's a turkey's egg.
Okay, Drake, and how did a turkey's egg get in my nest? Must be your side of the family.
Well, we'll just have to wait and see who he takes after, won't we, dear?
Yes, dear.
Well, let's fly. I promise Rooster I'd help him count his chickens.
As a duck, when you're stuck, sat sitting in the middle of your nest, then at best you get bored. There goes Drake on the lake. I can see him through the rushes all the time, feeling I'm just ignored. I don't pretend that this is all his doing. I'm a sucker for the billing and the cooing. But when you hear that pitter-patter of tiny feet, it doesn't matter how long I've had to sit here minding my brood. Those little heads all soft and downy, their baby buds all golden browny, their beaks constantly open waiting for food. It's the joy of motherhood, those little ducks that make it all seem worthwhile. I'll do what to get my ducks decked out and living in style.
Morning, Ida.
Morning, Marine.
How is the mother-to-be?
She'd be better if the father who was better at being the father who is. Sometimes I think I'd be better off pairing with a decoy.
I'm sure Drake will make a marvelous dad when the family arrives.
Not him. Duck by name and duck by nature. Ducking out of his responsibilities.
Well, how much longer do you have to go?
Well, by my reckoning, they should be out by now. I went to all my prenatal hatching classes run by that self-satisfied stork, and he said about half a month. But 2 weeks is up.
Well, the best things come to those who wait.
I don't know. Every sprain's exactly the same. Why do we put ourselves through it?
But just think of those lovely rewards, all those lovely ducklings.
All those beaks to feed,
Waking you up at all hours,
getting into deep waters,
attracting unwanted admirers.
like
the cat. Why do we put ourselves through it? Cause when you hear that dibble dabble, you're proud to say, hey, that's my rebel. And watch their maiden voyage out from the bank.
like champagne corks, you'll see them bobbing.
Accompanied by mothers sobbing.
Relieved, thanks be to nature, nobody sank. It's a joy. It's the joy of motherhood. Those little ducklings walking around in a line. I'll do what any other mother would to get my ducks decked out and living in style. To get my ducks decked out and living in My babies, quack, quack.
Oh, Ida, they're the loveliest little ducklings I've ever set my eyes on. They're the image of their father.
Thank you. Speaking of Daddy, would you be a dear and grab him for me? I think he's making waves down at the local watering hole.
Of course. Auntie Mormore's off now.
Auntie Mama, what a weird name. What a big world it is. Yeah, far out. I was getting scrambled inside that.
Now, don't go thinking it's the whole world. It's just as far beyond the churchyard, just over there.
Mickey, let's explore.
Wait. There are 1 or 2 nest rules you must learn before you head out. Number 1, no quacking after sunset. Number 2, you must feather your own nest every morning. Number 3, no plankton between meals. Number 4, no leaving without my permission. Number 5, wait, you're not all here.
Hey guys, it's gonna be another memo of the game. And yeah, it's the big one.
Oh, quack. It's the big one, too.
Mama, it's not fair. No, Mama, it's not fair.
Hey kids, I'm your dad.
Take a good look at him, because you won't be seeing him that often. True to form, you missed it. The pitter-patter of petite paddles.
Well, I'm here now. Okay kids, who's for a swim? What's the matter, Ida?
There's still one to hatch, the big one.
Let me see that eye again. Well, it's definitely a turkey. You're never gonna get it to go in the water. Oi, cut that out.
I suppose I'll sit a bit longer. I mean, I've sat for so long, a few days more won't do any much.
Whatever you say, dear. All right, guys. Last one to the legs, rotten egg. Wait for me.
What a roll. Only good for keeping eggshells warm. On a whole, they have always been more uniformed. This one's different. This one's different from the rest. I can't believe a turkey's egg would fall into my nest. It's just a freak of nature, just a larger grade of all the other eggs I've ever laid. This one's different, but there's different, and there's different. Brothers and sisters, they're different.
Honk?
If I say butterball, does that bother you? How about water? How'd you like to go for a swim?
I love you, Mama.
You deserve that. I knew you were one of mine. Now, your father has taken the others to go for a swim. I'm just gonna teach you the basics, mind you. It's a bit nippy, but it'll soon warm up. The most important thing is to not be afraid.
I'm not afraid, Mama. Could we swim up to the island?
Good heavens, no. It's farther than you think. I've only gone up there once, and that was when your father and I were courting. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Now don't. Just do as I do, and you should take to it like a duck. You should take to it. Hold your head up high, like the most happy feather, well down below each high. Apropos, propeller must keep paddling like your flappers you keep paddling like your flappers while seeming to be dreaming and calm.
Like this?
That's the way. Bend your knees. No splashing, please.
Sorry.
And steady, watch the eddy to your right. Danger sign.
Danger sign?
That's fishing line.
Fishing line.
It strangles if it tangles you up tight. He's a natural in the class of his own.
This is wonderful. I am feeling full grown.
Look at you. You have every reason to hold your head up high, as if free from all troubles. Your back stays nice and straight.
But my bottom's in bubbles.
You keep paddling like your flappers. You keep paddling like your flappers while seeming to be dreaming and calm. Just beneath the surface, you may struggle to get by,
But nothing can deter you.
if you hold your head up high. better.
What did you mean when you said I'm not like my brothers and sisters? What is different?
Well, for one thing, I'm sure you can swim much better than they can.
Really? And what else?
You must try to remember it's what's on the outside that matters, not what's on the inside.
Daddy, what's marmalade?
Sort of an orange preserve found on toast.
No, what's marmalade?
Oh, my, Ida. I want you to listen very carefully to me, Bob. I want you to walk towards me, very slowly, no sudden movements.
What are you quacking about?
There is something behind you, something not very nice.
This is your son, dear.
Ah! I created a monster!
Don't be ridiculous. He's just not your run-of-the-mill pond duck, that's all.
That's all. Ida, I have a reputation.
I know, and I wouldn't be very proud of it if I were you.
I'll tell you he's a turkey. Cranberry sauce.
See? He didn't even flinch. Now, I want you all to get spruced up. It's time to meet the other members of the duck yard and be educated in the ways of the world. Now then, children, let's not make a fuss.
Look at him.
Are you sure he's really one of us?
Family likeness isn't strong, still you won't poke fun. All of you must get along. He's a special son. Now come along, all of you, but stay close or you may get trodden on. And beware of the cat.
Why you so rude? Look at me, look at you, what's the matter? Why do I make you all laugh and scoff?
Have you seen your reflection?
Why don't we play with the fishes?
Because you scare them.
That's what I'd call a snack. Look at him, still a duckling, but there's so much more. Look at him, finest cat food that I ever saw. Better still, he won't be missed. They think he's a flop. Maybe they'll let me assist, giving him the chop.
Now in a moment, you will be presented to her grace, the most distinguished duck on the lake. She was once paired with a mandarin, and you will notice she has a red band of cloth around her leg. That is the greatest distinction a duck can enjoy. It means she's looked up to by both men and animals.
Now don't turn your toes in, just nod your head politely and say, quack. Honk!
Look at him. What went wrong? Look at him. Did you leave him in the egg too long?
He's my son and I love him. Why are you so rude? You're to blame. This duckyard would be so boring if we all looked the same.
Look at him and be thankful that he's not your kid. Look at him, bound to go the way that Dodo did. Knowing monsters are cross, that's pretty dim. Look at him, look at me, look at you.
I wish the others wouldn't treat him so. He'll turn out all right when he gets older.
I only wish I could just get rid of my own this year.
I was so sorry to hear about that. He must have been lovely.
Yes, the man here is fine. He also became crispy and aromatic all his time. Still, life goes on. Now I understand. I saw the children throwing bread into the water.
Tara, you have to try it. Even the crusts are nice.
Yes, Maureen, it's lovely. Children, come try.
Nice work, the red banded dog.
Honk!
Get back. You're too big for your age already. Ida, you're really gonna have to do something about that honk.
Ooh, look, croissants.
It's not fair. I'm hungry too. Why are you always picking on me? Quack, honk! Quack, honk! If I knew just how dearly I would love to quack! But it's true, I'm just a bird who seems to lack the knack. I'm just different. I'm just different from the rest. And who could blame them wanting me to find another nest? But different is naughty, different is wrong. So why is this one less I'm just different. They're like peas from the same pod. No wonder they make fun of me. Life's harder when you're odd. But different is scary. Different, no threat. And though I'm still their brother, they forget I didn't choose to look this way. I didn't want to be unique. I don't like these grubby feathers, and I hate my stubby beak. There's a runt in every litter, one black sheep in every flock. But when you know it's you somehow, your ego takes a knock. I'm just different, but I have a sense of pride. My looks may well be funny, but I hurt the same inside. Different and spiteful, different and wrong. So why is it so hard to get along? I only want to get along. Different isn't hateful. Different could be swell. Different is just, well, different.
Hello, Ducky.
Who are you?
I'm your friend.
I don't have any friends. Everyone hates me because I'm ugly.
Oh, they are too cruel.
What?
I think you look delicious.
What'd you say?
I said poultry can be so malicious. Look at them guzzling all that bread.
It's supposed to be really nice. It's French.
A la orange. You mean to say they didn't let you have any?
Not a crumb.
Well, that settles it then. Lunch is in on me.
Do you mean it? You really are a friend.
Of course I am. Now, just follow me.
I better go tell my mother.
Oh, no, you mustn't.
I really think I should.
Listen, we won't be gone long. What harm can it do? Besides, you're hungry, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
That makes two of us.
Well, if you're sure.
Oh, I'm quite sure.
pandemic, I don't suppose you'll be so full of yourself come Thanksgiving. There's nothing wrong with my son. He's just a bit different, and I think that makes him someone rather special. Wait, where's he gone?
I thought he was with you.
He was, just a moment ago.
Well, if he's got any sense at all, he's going to put a bag over his head.
Drake, that is enough. He would have told me if he was going to the water, but he's not here.
All right, fine. You guys go that way. You couple, go over there. Ida, we'll take the ducklings to the pond.
Okay, now.
Welcome to the Kitty Cat Snack Shack, fast food for famous felines. Now, let me see. Casserole of duck, duck with cherries, Peking duck. Ah, here we are. Duck a la orange.
What are we having?
I'm having you for lunch.
I know you are, but what are we going to eat?
Oh, I'll whip something up. A surprise.
My mother must have been thinking of someone else. She told me to be aware of the cat.
Oh, bless her. Mothers are all the same. For some reason, they seem to think it's part of their job description to keep us from having fun. Not my mother, though. Oh, no, she was different. Do you know what she used to say to me? You can scratch the antique furniture to sharpen up your claws. You can lacerate the cushions if you're ever stuck indoors. You can dig up all the flowers from the freshly planted beds. And with articles of clothing, it's okay to pull some threads. But I remember as a kindergarten kitten, one phrase that left me singularly smitten. You can play with your food before you eat it. You can chivvy your chow before you chew. You can play with your food, can't beat it. So ducky, let me play with you. You can play with your food before you bite it. You can toy with your tuck before the crunch. You can play with your food, why fight it? It's a crazy little game called lunch. So tell me, Ducky, what would you like to play? It can be anything. I won't tell your mother.
Anything? Well, I like to paddle in the puddles, dabble in the mud, tickle backs in the shallows. Then maybe if there's time, go sliding in the slime to the marsh where I find marshmallows. I'll go inside a dragonfly, watch water boatmen race. To say the cats are dangerous is clearly not the case.
I'd rather play a game that's sharp and witty, preferably with something in the kitty. Oh, you want to play hide and seek, do you? Where are you? Am I getting warmer? You can play with your food before you eat it. You can chivvy your chow before you chew. You can play with your food, you can't beat it. So ducky, 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 let me play with you. You can play with your food before you bite it. You can toy with your tuck before the crunch. You can play with your food while fight it. It's a crazy Well, suck on this. It's a crazy little game called lunch.
What's that noise?
Salvitating.
It's coming from outside.
Oh, it's just those wretched people from the farm playing ball.
What are people?
Bad news, that's what people are. Just think yourself lucky, Ducky, that I'm gonna spare you from ever having to encounter them.
Dog!
Yes, correct. It's a duck.
Dog!
Yes, I know. It's a duck.
Actually, I think I'm a mallard.
Dog!
Goose struck out by a foul ball.
You broke the window! The ball's gone inside!
Oh no, they're coming in. Okay, that's a good idea. You just hide there until the heat is off. I'll try to find my own way back to the duckyard. Perhaps we can have lunch some other time. Oh no. Now, was it left at the cow shed and turned right past the hen house, or no? Oh no, I'm sure it was right at the cow shed. Oh no, I'm lost.
What?
This dude is Jay Bird from America's Most Feathered. There's your feature. Now, which do you think is my best side?
What are you saying?
That's good. I'll buy that. Expensive? Get a motion. Just a hint of vinegar. I'm filling up here.
Wait a minute. Does no one care what I think?
Sorry, sir. Can we get that information? I'll do the final item. Just in case there's so much watching out there. Pronounce item America's Most Feathered. Item America's Most Feathered. We see cases of just good magpies that do things that chase our for the call.
Every time I turn around, I expect you to appear. Everyone may call my name, but it's your voice that I hear. Every moment that you're gone is a moment dark and gray. Every tear a mother cries is a dream that's washed away. Go on, all of you. Leave me alone. Every day may seem to be more empty than the last. Everywhere the sun once shone, a shadow has been cast. Every moment that you're gone is a moment dark and gray. Every tear a mother cries is a dream that's washed away.
You just can't leave me here with the other four.
You manage, Drake. My mind is made up.
But wait, you can't go wandering this time of year.
I won't be satisfied until I find the truth. Try to understand, dear. A mother knows. Every moment that you're gone is the tear a mother cries is a dream that's washed away.
Now where have they got to? Shabby flock. I do wish they would keep up. No discipline. That's the trouble with the goslings of today.
They're probably tired, dear. We have been marching for an awfully long time.
Poppycock. Would you prefer that we fly with a shoot on the marsh? I think not, my sweet. This way.
Excuse me, I was wondering if you could help.
Keep walking, dear. Eyes front. UFO at 4 o'clock.
You see, I'm lost.
No excuse for bad navigation. A bird who gets off his flight path doesn't deserve his wings. That's what I always say, isn't it, dear?
Always, dear.
But I can't even fly yet. I got lost on foot.
Bah, infantry, eh? Messy business.
He's only a youngster. Maybe we should direct him. Give him his marching orders.
Very well. You know we're geese, migrants, birds of passage, run a tight fleet. Wouldn't do for us to lose our way.
Where are you trying to get to?
Back to my mother, on the lake. I think it's in that direction. I saw some ducks fly over a few minutes ago.
Well, if you did, it was probably their last flying mission.
What do you mean?
There's a shoot on the marsh, dear. It's very dangerous.
What's a shoot?
Well, it's a people sport. One group of men moves through the marsh carrying ducks into the air, while a second group, with guns, shoots them back out of the air again.
The cat warned me about people.
The cat?
Yes, you see, I went off with this cat.
Didn't your mother tell you how dangerous a cat is?
Well, yeah, she did. But you see, the cat said she was my friend.
You don't want friends like that, dear. Your mother was right to warn you.
She was?
Gun dogs. They must be starting the hunt again. Time for maneuvers. I had hoped you wouldn't come to this, but I have no option. All right, at ease. Company, fall in. I didn't mean literally. All right, eyes front. Now we are about to take part in an exercise, the likes of which we have not faced before. Our mission is one of reconnaissance and reunification.
This duckling's lost his mom. Bless him, and we're going to find her.
You are a fine body of geese, and I know you'll give them your best. Good luck, men. We're off on a wild goose chase. We will be no stranger to danger. The squadron will show no fear. We're off, and no matter where we roam, although the mind boggles, this gaggling goggles is sure to find your home. Runways clear, prepare for takeoff, dear. We must play our part. Hark at him. I fear his cabin lights are rather dim. Shocks away, our air display must start. We're off on a wild goose chase, and a simple mission position the whereabouts of your farm. We're off and unless we're blown into kingdom come, we won't be back until we found. What cattails do not advance, Barnacles? The one thing they are most famous for is being rooted to the spot.
Hello,
Ducky. Thought I lost you.
Stand back or I'll peck.
Ooh, be still my quaking legs. I'm gonna be goosed.
What are you doing here?
What are friends for? I've come to take you home. Your mother is carrying on something fearful.
My mother? You see my mother?
Of course, she sent me to fetch you.
Listen here, Cat. I'm in command around here, and my squadron has taken personal charge of the duckling safe return to his mother.
Well, I wouldn't try flying at the moment. Haven't you heard the guns?
We will commence maneuvers as soon as the shooting party is over.
It's your party, we'll fly if we want to.
Silence in the ranks.
Little joke, sir.
Maybe I could be of assistance. I'll go over to the chute, and then I'll let you know when they're packing up for the day.
Very well, but no funny business. I know several ways to skin your type.
It's like taking candy from a baby.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dot. I am your senior flight attendant, and on behalf of Captain Greylag, I'd like to welcome you to this afternoon's flight from boggy marshland to some far-flung farm. We will be cruising at an altitude of several feet and flying in a rather attractive V formation. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing, we ask that you observe the safety procedures that we have been through so many times before. We hope you have a pleasant journey, and thank you for choosing Goose Air, the fluffy skies. We're off to a shore, this duckling's not so glum. We won't be back until we found your...
They're putting away their guns
Are you sure?
on one of my lives.
All right. Good. All right, men, final check. Oh, and here's a parachute for you.
For me?
You don't think I'm going to leave you here with the duckling, do you? Oh, no, Puss, you're coming with us.
Cat litter.
Our wings are spread,
So don't delay.
our excess bags are soared away. It's time to fly. We're off on a wild goose chase, and our set be ending in pending if we can locate his nest. Locate his nest. We're off to goodbye to the old shore. We won't be back until we found
Goodbye. Good luck. Thank you. Thank you. Ida, if you're watching, please come back, love. The children aren't coping so well without you. As you drank, my mistake was letting her go searching for my son. Yeah, that one, it ain't right. I spent weeks filling beaks, hearing daddy, daddy, daddy. I'm depressed, round the nest, day and night. And what sort of time do you call this?
We sort of lost track of time. We all did.
Well, your father does.
Mama would love us.
Well, Mom's not here. You're grounded. I don't know, honey. I don't know, honey. I don't know, honey. All right, kids, it's time to roost. Make sure you brush your beaks. And don't use all the water. My bill's big enough. There's no joy in motherhood. Oh, if there is, it's something I just can't see. And when you think you've seen the back of that, you'll find an actual fact you're back at square one. There's no joy in motherhood. Oh, if there is, it's something I just can't see. The night I said she'd go, and then on top of this, she puts up with me. Who are you?
Please, do you think you could untangle me?
I'll try. What are you?
A swan. Oh, mind yourself on that hook. No point in getting us both damaged.
A swan.
Typical me. My first migration and what happens.
Your first what?
Migration. The cold weather is setting in, and we are leaving today for the warm land.
Leaving?
You're a funny one. All these questions.
Sorry.
What's your name?
Everyone calls me ugly.
Oh, don't listen to them. It's the stage we all go through. You should hear some things called be before the molt.
How can anyone call you names?
Well, as I say, it's just a stage we all have to go through.
Excuse me, could you lift up your wing?
My mother always warned me to avoid the fishing like the people leave behind.
So did mine. She used to tell me when we were out swimming. Just one more loop around your leg.
Oh, thank you. I thought I was going to be left behind, and this is no place to spend the winter alone. Where's your flock?
I don't know. I'm lost. I was separated from my family, and the more I look for them, the further it seems I wander away.
That's dreadful. When did you last see them?
In the spring.
In the spring? Oh, you poor thing. You've been lost since the spring? Oh, you can't stay here for the winter. You'll freeze.
No, I'll be all right.
Come with me. The others won't mind, and next spring we'll return together and I'll help you find your family.
Oh, I couldn't possibly.
Oh, yes, you could. Come on, or we'll never catch up.
Oh, Penny, I'd love to. I'd really love to, but I can't. I can't fly, at least not well enough to go with you.
It's okay if you're not as strong as the others. I'll stay back with you and fly at your pace.
That sounds
wonderful, but I must keep going. I have to find my mother. I'm sure she's nearby. Maybe when you come back in the spring, we can meet up again.
I'd like that. Are you sure you'll be all right?
I'm sure.
I really don't like to leave you here like this, but I really have to go. But goodbye. I won't forget you.
I'm sure she won't remember me. I bet she doesn't even come back. Why would she want anything to do with me?
Oops, pardon me.
Leave me alone.
Sorry, Feathers. I didn't mean to make you jump. Not that there's anything wrong with jumping, of course. It sort of runs in the family, or it jumps in the family, depending on which way you
What do you want?
want.
Well, go on. Tell me how ugly I am.
Ugly?
There, I hope you feel better.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hang on a minute. Do you mind if I hop off and come back on again? I mean, have a word with yourself, Feathers. Who am I to call you ugly? Look at me. There, see? I mean, connect the dots. If we're talking ugly, they don't come much more aesthetically challenged than me. Do you know what our trouble is? Here, you've been preening yourself too much.
What do you mean?
You've got down in the mouth. Ha 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 ha. I'm getting nothing here. Nothing. Come on, give us a smile.
I want to be left on my own.
That's just downright antisocial. Hang on. I've got a human in my throat. Oh, well, I know how you feel, but you must not let it depress you. I started out as a blob of jelly, and it's been downhill ever since. I say to myself, I'm just a handsome prince in frog's clothing, and one day someone's gonna come along and kiss me and release my inner beauty. And then I say to myself, get real. Who wants to snog a frog? Do you know what our trouble is?
No.
Our image is in vogue. If you just sit tight on your lily pad, each silly fad will pass. For those who sport this season's load will fall flat on their ass. Your mother was called. Profession is a fickle thing, so just you wait and see. The day will come when you're in style, and then I guarantee that someone's gonna love ya, someone's gonna love ya, warts and all. Out there is around the corner, in the works of corner, someone's gonna fall for you. They look a bit Jurassic, trust me, I'm a classic in my punch. 'Cause if all rock and go boogie time, and then a wake up call. 'Cause out there someone's gonna love ya, warts and all. Tell 'em, kids. Somewhere out there, we don't know where. Someone is gonna love ya, warts and all. Somewhere out there, we can someone is gonna fall for you. Just think, whenever you need a boosting, one day you'll be roosting with a mate. Wanna take on bottom when you have a ball. Yeah, there's somewhere someone's gonna love ya. Someone's gonna love ya. Out there, someone's gonna love ya. Someone's gonna love ya. Gonna love ya once and all. Out there. with a mate. Soon you'll be roosting. May take some time to find out when do you have a ball. We know you're gonna have a ball. Something's going, something's going. Something's going. And there's someone's gonna love you. What's it all? What's it all? What's it all?
Goodbye, and if you ever find yourself near the junkyard, do call in. I'd love you to meet my family.
I hope you find them all right. Stay warm, stay cheerful. See ya. Ribbit, ribbit. Swan. Swan. Okay, here you go. Here's my frock coat.
Honk! 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 Honk!
It's no good you struggling and honking. I've got a family to feed and you'll make a fine Sunday roast.
Honk!
Now where's my knife? Phew, it's colder than a penguin's picnic out here tonight. Darn, I must have left it in my car.
Hello, Ducky. I see macrame classes have paid off.
You again, how'd you find me?
Oh, a little bird told me.
Well, if you're here to eat me, you're too late. The people are.
Such a waste.
Even if you did help me, you don't need me for yourself.
True.
Well, you're not going to get me. Oh no, they're coming back.
Look, I have a proposition that I think just might satisfy us both.
Well, I don't like oranges, but that's part of the plan.
Look, I'll take you back to the farm, and you will get to see your mother again for one last time.
Either way, I get eaten, right?
Can't have it both ways. Quick, make up your mind.
All right, you're on.
And remember, at least this way, you get to see your mother again. No funny business.
Well, curdle the cream on my cornflakes. He's escaped.
Times for traveling. It's not what we have chosen.
Are you sure you know your way back to Deckard? We seem to be going in circles.
Be quiet. It's the snow. It makes everything look the same.
I can't see beyond the edge of my beak.
Honey, are you out there? Is anyone out there? like this. I can't. What was the point of your poor little life?
4 cats and
If only I could believe that. It's all my fault. I could have gone in the spring, but I had brothers and sisters to rear, and I couldn't come. But now it's too late.
oh, I know where I am.
I'm not a duck. I'm not a duck. I'm a swan. Honk! Mama!
Let's go back to the duck yard.
Wait a minute. I got a little unfinished business.
Oh, Swanee? Swanee? Oh, how I love you. How I love you. I quit. I give up. I surrender. I've been working too hard. Take me to the Betty Ford Clinic.
Do you know that cat?
Yeah, she tried to eat me.
Honey. Look at him. Have you ever seen a finer bird? Hark at him, 'cause his harking is the best we've heard. We're feeling rather small in this whole shebang. Maybe you'll forgive us all and we hope with an ox so stout lead our gang.
Of course I forgive you. I'm happy to see you all again, and I'd like to introduce you to someone. Everyone meet Penny.
Hello.
Hi, Penny.
Welcome home.
Thank you.